God sent an angel out from the great white throne of light, and the angel came to Mary, kneeling in prayer, and asked her this question: will you give God a man? Will you give God a human nature? Do you know that that question comes to each and every one of us when we were baptized? God said to us, will you give me your human nature? And He wants to use us too, as He used the human nature that Mary gave Him. And Mary promised to give God a human nature. And finally, the Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us. Our blessed Lord. And unlike other mothers, now I've often seen mothers here in the audience, and with young babes, when those babes grow just a little older, and it happened to many of you young people, your mother said to you, there's heaven way up there. But the Blessed Mother was the only woman in the world who could look down to heaven, for she held heaven in her arms. She became, therefore, the mother of Jesus. And it was not easy to be His mother. Now, there were many trials that she had. I will not go into those, but I'm going to quickly pass over to the moment when she presented our Lord in the temple. There was an old man there by the name of Simeon, and he had been awaiting the birth of the Messiah. And when the Blessed Mother gave him the babe, there was no generation gap. There never is where there is Christ. And the old man said, now you can dismiss me, O God. I'm ready to die. I've seen the Messiah. But then he spoke to the Blessed Mother, and he said, a sword will pierce your heart. A sword. There are two Greek words for sword. I've forgotten one of them. The first word that I have forgotten is the little sword that is almost a dagger. The other word is rhomphi. Rhomphi is one of those large crescent swords. And that is the Greek word that was used. A sword like a rhomphi will pierce your heart. In other words, you will have sorrow. Now we come to the marriage feast of Cana. And we're going to find our blessed Lord using a very peculiar expression. Let me picture the scene to you. There's a wedding. The Blessed Mother is already there. Maybe she knew the parties who were to be married, but our Lord was not there. He was beyond the Jordan, gathering together His disciples. The Blessed Mother represented the Old Testament, and here our Lord, the New Testament, is still far off. He comes to this wedding. And when He arrives, the Blessed Mother says to Him, they have no wine. Now that was serious in a wine country. First of all, wouldn't you think that anyone who had a wedding would provide ample wine? Why did the wine give out? Because our blessed Lord brought all of His disciples. They liked wine even in those days. And it was the Blessed Mother who was the first to notice there was no wine. She always notices our needs before we do. And she said to her son, they have no wine. Now notice the words of our Lord to her. Woman, not mother. Woman. Woman, what is that to me? Now, in the original of the gospel, in the Greek, the words are, what to me, to thee. That's all it is in the original. Woman, what to me, to thee? My hour has not yet come. Whenever you find the word hour in the Gospel of John, it always means the passion, death, suffering of our blessed Lord. So our Lord is really saying to his mother, my dear mother, you want me to declare myself as the Son of God? To reveal myself as the Messiah? Do you realize that the moment I do that, your relationship to me changes? Up until now, you have been my mother. But when I begin my public life, work my first miracle, you will no longer be just my mother. You will be the mother of everyone that I will redeem. You're involved in this. What happens to me is going to happen to you. And therefore I address you not as mother. I address you as the universal mother of all who will be redeemed by me on the cross, and therefore I call you woman. That was the meaning of Cana. With that, we pass to the cross. Our blessed Lord is unfurled on that cross like a wounded eagle. It was the last pulpit of his life. From that pulpit, see the guilt raised against the sun, soon to hide its face in shame. And he caught glimpses of figures on the walls of Jerusalem. And nearby, soldiers shaking for his garments. And there at the foot of the cross was that broken flower, that wounded thing, Magdalene, forgiven because she loved much. And there with a face like a cast molded out of love was John. And there, God pity her, his own mother. Mary, Magdalene, John. Innocence, penitence, and priesthood, the types of souls ever to be found beneath the cross of Christ. Our Lord now is prepared to talk again to his mother? No. Do you know what is happening now on the cross? It's a wedding. You've never heard that before? All of the scriptures is based upon the idea of a wedding. God, for example, says to Israel, I am your husband, you are my spouse. Now we leave the Blessed Mother as a dream, we leave her as a mother, and we're meeting the Blessed Mother as a bride. Yes. Who is on the cross? The new Adam. Who's beneath the cross? Mary, the new Eve. What's going to happen? Nuptials. The consummation of a marriage. So the blessed Lord looks down to his mother at the foot of the cross and says to the spouse, woman, and then to John, there's your son. And to John, the son of Zebedee, there's your mother.